In this week's episode, join Darren Lee as he travels to Germany and catch up with the drivers from the Mercedes AMG DTM team in our Floodlights segment.
Hey guys, join me as I meet up with the Mercedes AMG DTM team right here in Germany.
We also hang out with the drivers from the Lexus team PETRONAS Toms with Nadia Hing.
From Japan to Kuala Lumpur, join me as I meet up with Kazuki, Nakajima, and James Rossiter right here in the Golden Triangle. I'm Nadia Hing.
I'm Darren Lee, and this is Motorsports at PETRONAS.
You gotta run, run, run. 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 Yeah! Run, run, run. Run, run, run. You gotta run.
This is the EuroSpeedway Lausitz. This racing circuit was first opened in 2000. Before it became a racing venue for the DTM and the Superbike World Championship, it was just a huge open coal mine pit. What makes the EuroSpeedway special is its high-speed oval racetrack, just like the one in the US that is used by NASCAR and the IndyCar series. This tri-oval circuit is 3.2 kilometers in length and has some of the highest possible safety standards.
The stands from this tri-oval circuit can sit about 120,000 people, and from the grandstand alone, 25,000 spectators. What makes this circuit different from the rest around the world is the fact that you can watch the entire circuit from the grandstand alone. Talking about getting your money's worth. Now, before I go and get to enjoy the view, I'm going to go meet up with the DTM team who knows everything about this circuit.
Now, you're a very, very experienced driver. Can you tell us how long have you been racing in the DTM?
This is my 10th year racing in the DTM. I joined Mercedes-Benz in 2003 and won the championship in 2005. And yeah, so celebrating my decade in DTM this year.
Well, with your vast experience, could you give us a quick overview on how the DTM works?
So, I mean, the DTM, we have three manufacturers, three big German manufacturers, Mercedes-Benz, along with Audi and BMW, and we run 6 cars in Mercedes, and the other 2 manufacturers have 8 cars each. And basically, the cars are, it's not a one-make formula, but there's a lot of spec parts on the cars, so the chassis is the same for everybody. And I think there's a total of 51 components on the cars that are exactly the same. So this makes the racing and the speed and competitiveness of the cars incredibly close. So the racing and how competitive all the drivers are and everything in the DTM is as close as anywhere you'll see in the world. So it's a really championship which is a combination between people like me, the championships that have been here for a long time, for like nearly 10 years, and then a lot of young guys coming in as well. So there's a good mix of drivers in there.
We read on your blog that you rarely use the brake pedal. Is that true?
Yeah, no, for sure we use the brake pedal during the race, otherwise you will crash, but you need to go flat out, and what I mean for sure that I push until I see the checkered flag. Since I see the red light off on the start finish, then until the checkered flag you drive flat out to try to overtake as many people as you can and to be as quick as you can, and for sure you need to be really focused and pushing all the time, otherwise you're gonna get passed for the other drivers and you really want to go ahead, and that's why you need to drive always.
So basically you're pushing it all the time.
Yeah,
pushing forward.
Sure.
Well, you're the first Spanish driver to win the F3 Euro Series. Do you miss driving in a single-seater car as compared to a touring car?
Yeah, for sure I miss a little bit. I miss the high downforce that we have in the Formula 3, for example, and the late that you can brake on that car, and the high speed. You really miss a little bit. Now I am driving touring car for 2 years, and it's a bit different. The driving style is also a bit different, but it's also nice because the DTM is really close to a single-seater car because you have a lot of downforce. The car is really quick. It's really light, the car. And you know, it's also nice to drive here in the DTM. It's a really spectacular car.
Back in 2009, you drove in the GP2 Asia and the main series. Can you tell us a little bit how it's like to be driving in Asia?
Well, it was a very nice experience. It was the first year after racing in Formula 3, step up to GP2, which is the category just below Formula 1. And it was just really, really good fun. My first race in GP2 was in Bahrain. Then we went over to Abu Dhabi, which was a new circuit at that point. As well, I raced there the first time in dry light conditions, so it was just very, what can I say, a very nice experience and a nice atmosphere.
Well, you've been a member of the Mercedes Junior team since last year. What are the things that you've learned that you can carry forward?
Well, a lot. Just with joining Mercedes as a junior was a great experience. Racing with so many different people, being together with Michael Schumacher, together with Nico Rosberg, a lot of Formula 1 drivers who are experienced and successful. It was just a big gain for me and as well for the other juniors. And I think we still can improve being together with them.
In the DTM, how many pit stops do you take?
In DTM, it's mandatory to take two pit stops because you also have to switch from the option tire over to the standard tire. And there's a pit window in DTM. You have to pit. You cannot pit until after 4 laps are completed, and you have to finish your second stop before the final 4 laps of the race. So it's quite open for how strategy is, and I think you can see from the first few races this year that some people are taking advantage of some alternate strategies.
Okay, so you're also a member of the Mercedes Junior team, and you have a very impressive history in motorsports. How would you describe the driving style in DTM?
It's very aggressive. You know, I'm still getting used to it. Even being a Formula Car driver as my upbringing. I'm still getting used to kind of the wheel-to-wheel contact. And I'm always trying to get out to avoid contact. And afterwards, I think, like, what am I doing? And you can actually hit them a little bit, and it's fine. Your car will manage. But I'm still taking it step by step. I'm only starting my second season at DTM this year, and we'll have to wait and see. But it'd be nice to get a win for sure.
This is your first year at the DTM and with Mercedes team. Tell us about it so far.
It's been pretty good so far, I think. As a rookie, it's never easy in the DTM. I think the level is pretty high here. But I'm really looking forward to this year. We already did 3 races and they came all really quickly, and now it's one after each other. But I'm liking the DTM quite a lot. I think it's a big challenge for every young driver, and with Mercedes I think it's really nice for me being the previous 3 years in Formula 3 with them. So it's a nice experience for sure.
You did a very impressive run last year. You were in 3 championships. How did you manage that? How did you accomplish such an amazing feat?
I think it's obviously really nice to race in F3. You do 2 championships which you're racing the same weekend in the same both championships, so that's not taking a lot of time out of you. Then you have the British F3. I did a few races as well, and you have the Grand Prix of Macau and Masters of F3. And I mean, it's always as much as you can race in a year. It's obviously the best for you, and as he said, it was a nice year winning the championships. So I'm really happy about these results.
Now, this is your first year with the team in a DTM. How does it feel so far?
Yeah, for me it's pretty nice for sure. I'm 18 years old and now it's the first season for me in DTM and everything is new, and yeah, it's quite interesting and I'm really happy.
You have a bunch of very experienced teammates. Now, have they been giving you a lot of advice?
Yeah, sure. Some advices comes from the teammates or from Ralph because he's in the team management, and but the most of the work we do with the engineers and with the mechanics, and so I learn a lot from the engineers.
Well, you know, your career is still very young. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yeah, I hope as a DTM champion and then in the Formula 1.
Can you tell us a little bit about the partnership between Mercedes and PETRONAS in the DTM so far?
Okay, you know that besides our Formula 1 project, we have a good partnership in DTM. We have our 6 cars branded with PETRONAS, And we are happy to have this partner not only in Formula 1 but also in DTM, because in DTM we have our product, the C Coupe, and to promote, I think, a product is interesting for you as well as for us.
Now, a lot of fans in Asia would like to know, how does the DTM differ from other touring championships across the world?
Okay, first of all, I think it's the most popular international touring car series. We have 3 premium manufacturers in it, the 3 leading manufacturers, Mercedes-Benz, Audi and BMW. They are not real touring cars, they're more race cars, because we have a monocoque chassis added by a space frame for safety reasons. And we have special racing gearboxes. We have a V8 4-liter engine of about 500 horsepower, and the whole suspension and transmission setup is more like a racing car than a touring car.
The DTM is the most popular international touring car racing series. From the collaboration in Formula 1 and the DTM, PETRONAS is now producing lubricants for the Mercedes AMG A45. They are also currently working together on other collaborations with AMG. I can't wait to see what comes out of that partnership. The heat, the adrenaline, the GT Queens, the Mean Machines, the famed Autobox Super GT Series is one of the most anticipated and watched races at the Sepang International Circuit. When these guys roll into town, you can be sure the petrol hits will come around.
There are up to 9 races in the Super GT, and Sepang is the only one in the calendar which is actually held outside of Japan. This is going to be the 13th consecutive year that it's being held in town. Now, of course, every year, the cars, the drivers, and of course, the tires and the teams themselves have to endure the pulsating heat of the Sepang International Circuit. But we all know where there's heat, there's bound to be some burning rubber.
There are 2 kinds of racing in motorsports. One is the Formula Racing. It's a single-seater open-wheel vehicle like the ones you get in Formula 3 and Formula 1. The second is the boxcar racing, just like the ones you get at the Super GT. These commercial cars are souped up to meet with race specifications.
The Lexus Team PETRONAS Toms uses the Lexus SC40 as their vehicle of choice. Now today we have both drivers, Kazuki Nakajima and James Rossiter, right here in the heart of KL for their media session. So let's go and see if we can steal a couple of minutes of their time. Hi Kazuki,
Hi.
It's a pleasure to have you on board with us today.
Thank you.
So are you ready for the heat in Sepang so far?
I think so, yeah. I already arrived to KL in Tuesday, so we already had 3 days, so I think yeah, I'm already
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you can share a little bit about what to expect over the Super GT weekend. How many qualifying rounds do you do, and how do they determine the grid position?
Oh, basically, yeah, we're gonna have a 2 qualifying sessions for each driver, and as we won the last race of Super GT, so we have a bit of handicap weight on my car, so it's gonna be, yeah, it was a good result from last race, but it's not good for this race because we're gonna have a bit heavy car compared to the others, but still I think we can do a good race, and yeah, it's very important to score some point in this race because yeah, now we are in a good position in the championship, so yeah, we are.
Well, all the best with that.
Yeah, podium will be maybe difficult, but we will do all the best.
Okay. Yeah. And of course, what about pit stops? How many times do you change drivers?
Normally it's 1. So basically each driver has 1 each stint, and if we have more than 1 pit stop, it means yeah, we are in trouble.
Okay, all right. And I understand you have a new team member on board. So what do you think of James? Now be honest.
Well, he's a great teammate. It's first year for him, so still he's on the way to learn about Super GT, but he has a very good speed, and he was a little bit wild in the first race, but he did great job last race, so we managed to win the race. So and also I'm having a lot of fun with him. So yeah, it's a very
Good
enjoyable
dynamics
guy.
going on.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you've also raced in Super Formula Japan, right? So what's it like? I mean, is there a big difference between racing in a single vehicle versus a box
Oh,
car?
it's quite different. The biggest difference is the weight of the car. I think there's something like 300-400 kilograms difference. So it's a big difference. And also the difference for the driver is to share the car in GT. It's something gives you, maybe in a way more experience because you can share the data with the other drivers, so you can directly compare the way of driving or set up the car. So actually GT is a great race.
Okay. And so for you, what is the toughest thing about Super GT? The biggest challenge?
The challenge is basically we have to make everything right, including the car, tire, and also the driver. So actually in Japan it's going to be a very challenging race for the tires because of the heat. So basically we have to drive well by myself, and also we have to make the car set up right, and also we have to choose the right tire. So it's not only about driving, it's all about engineering as well. So that's a big challenge for Super GT.
Well, you've raced in so many different championships. So how is it? Is this your first time in the Super GT?
It's my first time this year in Super GT, and I'm really, really enjoying it.
Are you really excited about it?
I'm very excited for this race. We won the last race, so it's really, really exciting, and the team are doing a great job, and good support from PETRONAS, and to have the home race for PETRONAS is going to be really exciting.
Cool. And what do you think about the Japanese racing culture?
I'm really enjoying it. It's something that I've experienced a little bit in my past through being a Formula 1 test driver for Honda. So for me, it's not totally new, but living in Japan a little bit this year and spending more time there, I'm enjoying the culture, and it's definitely very different from Europe.
Okay, and so I have to ask you, what do you think of your new team, and of course Kazuki?
I'm really enjoying the new team. They're a really great group of people. They're very, very passionate about what they do. They have a great history with a lot of wins, and I'm really enjoying working with Kazuki. I've known him for quite a while through Formula 1 and through driving Formula 3, so it's great to work with him this year.
Great dynamics going on, I see.
Yes, so far so good.
Fantastic stuff. Okay, so now tell me a little bit about this, because I understand you're also an F1 test driver. How different is it racing in a Formula 1 vehicle versus a box car?
Well, it's very different. I know the Super GT car is very good fun, but it's very different from a single-seater. You have to have different techniques. It's something that I work on with Kazuki a little bit, and I really had to do a few days of testing in the winter to get used to it. But now it seems to be, so far, so good.
Slowly acclimatizing yourself, I see.
Yes, still.
All right, and your dad is also, like Kazuki, also a former race car driver.
Yes.
So what is the best piece of advice that he's ever given you?
Just to be myself and to try as hard as I can and not let anyone tell me that I can't do it.
Wise words indeed. So I have to ask you as well, what to you is the toughest thing about Super GT?
The toughest thing, well, probably this weekend is going to be the heat. I think with the temperature outside and inside the car as well, it's going to be very hot and it's going to be very hard work.
All right, guys, now I have the ultimate test. Now, if you can get through this, well, that's quite something. So, Kazuki, James, are you both ready?
Guess so. Yeah.
So.
All right, they're fast on the track. Let's see how fast they are to answer these questions. All right, so for the first question, guys, what is the Sepang International Circuit's track length? First one to answer, come on.
4.7 kilometers.
No, I don't think so. 5 point.
Quick.
5.8.
Very close. The answer is 5.54. But, okay, moving on. Next question. What is Naruto?
What is what?
Naruto. You should know this, come on.
It's
Food?
Japanese,
Food.
Japanese animation.
It's a what?
Okay, I will take that as an answer. A manga series about the ninja, popular in Japan. You should know this.
I guess you'll never know about
You'll know soon enough. All right, next question, guys. How many floors are there in the PETRONAS Twin Towers?
88.
Okay, well done. Up until 2013, how many Fast and Furious movies have there been?
6.
Well done. How high is the London Eye?
Very high.
200.
The London Eye.
How many meters? Yep.
200 something.
208.
220.
No.
302.
Okay, you both fail. 135 meters. All right, next question. How high is the Tokyo Tower?
333.
Well done.
Perfect.
Okay.
A bit of an advantage.
You had the London eye. We were both fair and square. Okay. So, which movie does the phrase Wingardium Leviosa come from?
Harry Potter.
Well done. Okay.
I watch too much TV though.
Evidently so. So, true or false? Sandwich, the food item, is named after a person.
True.
Do you know who it is?
Sandwich. Old sandwich or something.
Well, yes, yes.
It is,
England's Earl of Sandwich.
Yeah,
Well
it's
done.
from England.
Yes. James, shame on you. All right. How much does an F1 car weigh?
650 kilos.
Yeah.
With the drive.
Nope.
What? 660?
650.
Okay, without the driver then.
Oh, without the
1.5.
driver?
Nope.
Well, there's no weight without the driver.
550.
Huh?
550
No, because
kilograms.
it's with the driver.
Yeah, well, that's what
That's
yeah.
sneaky
No, it's
question, that one.
without the driver, I think.
No,
I think it's without the driver, it's 550 kilograms. Okay, for the final question, guys, are you ready?
I challenge that one.
We'll take it up after the show. All right, so the final question, are you guys ready?
Yep.
What was Super GT formerly known as?
Super GT what?
All
What was
Japan
it formerly known
touring
as?
cars.
Japanese JGTC.
Japanese
Grand
Touring Car
Touring
Championship.
All right, it's the All Japan Grand Touring Car Champions.
That was pretty close for
Very close, very close. Thank you so much, guys. Excellent job.
It was a good fun.
It was good fun. Thank you so much, guys. Bye. There you have it, the drivers from the Lexus team, PETRONAS Toms. The Autobac Super GT Series is one of the most phenomenal touring car championships in the world. So make sure you come on out and join us at the next adrenaline pumped up race weekend when they roll into town. Don't forget to log on to www.petmos.com.my for more information about your favorite teams, drivers, and of course, race results. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Nadia Heng, and this is Motorsports at PETRONAS.
The stance around this tri-oval circuit. Now this is just one of the DTM races, and I forgot a line. Oh, it's the fact that you can view the entire track from the bandstand. Now what makes this stand very different? Stand! Now, before I get to enjoy the view, I'm gonna meet up with some guys who know everything about the DTM. So let's watch out.